Hi guys, Brenda Bauer here, mom on a mission to take healthy back. And today we're going to talk about what's for dinner. Like, do you ever get that? Oh my gosh, what's for dinner? Yesterday it happened. I forgot to start the rice cooker. And so the thing that we were going to have for dinner now wasn't going to be on the time that we needed it to be. And so punt and regroup and leftovers, and it always works out, right? But dinners can be a challenge, especially if you're like me and you have kids in school and after school activities. And now I've got one going one direction and another going another direction. And what is going to be for dinner? And it's got to be under 20 minutes, or it's got to be something that I can prep earlier in the day or on the weekend and pull out and go. Right. And so here's some tips and tricks that I have found that I'm really loving. And I would love to hear back from you what your tips and tricks are. Favorite recipes. I think it's so much fun to share, right? And we learn so much from each other. So the first one is veggie noodles, right? The spiralizer. It is such a great thing. So we are working to eliminate and reduce the amount of wheat and gluten that we eat in our house. We don't have any gluten sensitivities in our house, but the more I learn about how wheat is cultivated and harvested and produced, especially in the United States, we have Roundup resistant wheat and GMO wheat and those kinds of things. It just makes me concerned as a mom. I just don't have confidence that that's doing good things in our kids' bodies. And hi, welcome. So glad you're here. So we were talking about veggie noodles as opposed to a grain noodle. And so having a spiralizer is super fun. I actually have something I found in my cabinet when we moved. It's called a stripper. No wonder they didn't stay with that name. I think spiralizer is a whole lot more fun. But so it makes this really fun presentation. So I spiralized some sweet potatoes, did those in a fry pan with coconut oil, and I just feel like kosher salt makes everything taste better. And then I added in a couple of handfuls of kale toward the very end, and I served it with some local farmer brats, and my family thought it was absolutely amazing. So that's one idea, to try some veggie noodles. Another idea is experiment with new grains. You know, up until a couple of years ago, I had never tried quinoa or amaranth or barley or any of those things, and they're really fun. And quinoa in particular will go any which way from Sunday. Like, you can do a quinoa oatmeal or porridge in the morning, and you add a little sweet, you know, some dried fruit or some chopped apples and some cinnamon, and it tastes amazing. And you can do it at dinner and do savory or citrusy, or you can add some wine if you want to, and almost do like a quinoa risotto. So it goes a lot of different directions. So I encourage you to experiment with some of those. And again, that helps kind of get out of that, well, we're going to have a sweet potato or a baked potato or bread or with our meal. It just gives you another starch option that's much more plant-based than a lot of the starches that we have in the grocery store, which are processed and have all those hidden chemicals in them we don't know about. And then the other one I just learned about a couple of weeks ago, and that's a Buddha bowl. So really, this obviously comes from more of an Asian culture. So again, you could do a noodle or a rice in the bottom. And the idea is a bunch of chopped veggies, and you can pour over a really hot broth, and so you're barely steaming the vegetables. Or you could just saute everything. But what's nice is you can just kind of open the vegetable drawer and chop up whatever's in there, or do a bag of frozen stir fry and pop it in the fry pan with whatever protein you want to use. And it's quick in and out and very, very flexible. And you can change it up and have it a lot of different ways. I also just started doing Bragg's aminos as opposed to soy sauce. I'm loving the flavor. Like, I was afraid to give up my soy sauce, and now I'm absolutely loving it. So again, I would love to hear from you, tips and tricks that you have for dinner. Several of these recipe ideas I got out of the Healthy Living Revolution cookbook. So if you want to message me, I will send you the link to that cookbook for free. And come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about snack ideas and things to have on hand for healthy snacks. Because do your kids ever get in the car after school and go, "Mom, I'm starving," right? Okay, what are we going to do about that? See you tomorrow.